This is my review for Black Widow. It is directed by Kate Shortland. It has been a while since, we've had a Marvel movie in theaters, we've had the Disney Plus shows, we've had WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki's about to come to a close. I think the season finale is next week, actually. We have What If coming in August. And then after that, I know there's like She-Hulk, Hawkeye, but I don't know what the release of the Disney Plus are. But I know we have Shang-Chi coming out. We have Eternals, No Way Home, which they still need to drop the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know what's going on with it. We've had way more news and leaks than we've had of actual like trailer and everything. The movie obviously stars Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. Then we have Taskmaster as the main villain. We have Dreykov as the other main villain. We've heard mentions of him before in the other movies, but we finally get to see him, and have him as the main villain. Dreykov is played by Ray Winstone. Yes, he is. We have Yelena Belova, who was played by Florence Pugh, who she was in Midsummer and some other movie she was. I know it was Little Women. It was another movie I saw her in that I loved her in. But ever since I first seen her in a movie, like I love her. Like she's one of my favorite actresses to watch now, like newer, and I just have a huge crush on her too. Like I've always liked her. So I was like, if she's in a movie, I'm usually gonna go see it. We also have David Harbour, who plays Red Guardian, and he is, well, Alexei as well as his name, but David Harbour is Hopper from Stranger Things. We also have Rachel Weisz, who plays Melina, who's one of the older widows in the movie, and we have O.T. Fagbenle. I think I said his name right. He plays in the movie. What is his name? I cannot remember his name in the movie, but he's one of Natasha's friends, and he plays Luke in Handmaid's Tale. This movie, a lot of people. So it is kind of a prequel, in a way, an origin story for Black Widow. What I see the movie more as is people who've paid a lot of attention to the previous Marvel movies like Age of Ultron, Civil War, Iron Man 2, Endgame, Infinity War, things like that. If you paid attention to a lot of the dialogue, a lot of her story has been barely shown and told through dialogue. So this movie, to me, did a great job on not really just telling her story, but expanding on parts of her story that we know. Like we got snippets and nitbits of her story, but this kind of visualized those things and also expanded more on them because we all want to know more about certain aspects of her life. For me, I feel like this movie is definitely, I would say, more adult. A lot of the jokes and humor are more adult. The language is more, like, it's not too far on the adult, but I feel like it deals with more, if you pay attention on a base level, there's a lot of action in this movie. I compared it to when watching it, I felt like kind of like watching Mission Impossible, but more of the later Mission Impossibles, like Fallout, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, like with a good story to it. But I feel like it would be a Mission Impossible with more depth because we care more about the characters, and I feel like they did a really great job fleshing these characters out. I feel like a lot of people said they didn't get many scenes of certain characters. I know a lot of people who were kind of upset about Taskmaster. Me, I like Taskmaster. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I love Taskmaster. I like the twist that they did with this movie. I personally liked it. I enjoyed it. I feel like Taskmaster later on, there will be more. They'll expand more on that. But I feel like Taskmaster did a decent job in this movie and was in it enough. I feel like they fleshed enough of Yelena, Alexei, and Black Widow, which were the interesting characters. Melina's character wasn't as interesting, or she redeemed a little bit, but I don't know, her arc wasn't as interesting to me as Alexei was more interesting, but still, like, on the base level, it's kind of hard to sympathize with both of them. And I feel like that kind of makes Yelena's arc and Natasha's arc stronger, because if you pay attention on a base level, of this movie, and the way I looked at it is it deals with more mature themes. It deals with a lot of the stuff like Age of Ultron, when she started falling in love with Bruce Banner, and she was talking about how they treated her in the Red Room and the infertility and things like that. Like a lot of that stuff is touched on, and how these basically like their lives have been taken away from them. Even if they make it out of the Red Room and they get away and they have this life, there's not much they can do afterwards. Like they can go on more missions and kill people. Like yeah, they can kind of move on, but they can't really technically, like they can't have kids and things like that. But there's just certain things that they can't do, and it kind of makes you really feel for them, because that, even though the movie plays a lot on cognitive free will and like being controlled, a lot of those choices and free will were taken away from them when they were younger, like as children, and it's really sad. It's horrible. I feel like Alexei is definitely, Yelena Belova and Ray Guardian are definitely the highlights. They do a really great job in their roles. The humor is on point to me. I love the humor. Like I said, it's more adult references and jokes too, so a lot of people might like that more. The movie definitely it's very action packed, but if you pay attention to the dialogue and you pay attention to a lot of the things that we already know about Black Widow, and you notice that they're expanding on it in this movie, then I feel like it's a very serious film, and it shows a lot of the things that we wanted to see. Me, I'm not even a huge Black Widow fan. I've never disliked her, but I'm not like a huge fan. She's never been one of my favorites, but I always did want to know more. And a lot of stuff she touched on, I'm like, wow, like Marvel really made a character go through this thing. And when you meet Dreykov, you see like this dude is horrible. Like I'm ready for her to take him out. He was awful, what he's been doing, what he continued to do, and it's just, I loved it. I knew the movie was gonna be good. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did. I've seen it twice. Technically, I saw it twice the same night actually, and I really enjoyed the film a lot. It was really good. I could see why somebody would say it's one of the best Marvel films. It definitely has its faults. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely could put it up there with. It's really great. It's definitely something that I feel like you should watch. If you care about Marvel at all, you definitely should see it. So thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And there's only one post-credit scene, but it's at the very end. So yeah.